Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome to VLR. Despite the fact that we are done with it, the only thing that remains is to read the files that we've had left over this entire fucking time.
Yeah,
for reasons that I'm still baffled as to why we waited this long.
What? I thought you were the one who said that we shouldn't read the files.
No! I was the one who was saying that we should hold off until to read them until after the room we get them in. Loey was the one who was insistent until that we hold off on reading all of them until the end.
Because some of them spoil you for stuff that happens later.
Anyway.
I mean, they're not spoilers anymore. But...
Yeah, I mean, of course not. No, this one spoils the entire ending of Zero Time Dilemma.
God, I wish. Then we wouldn't have to play it.
Hey!
I have feelings towards that game, okay?
I mean, I will say, for better or worse, I'm playing these for the gameplay, so if I got the story with no none of the gameplay, I would be disappointed.
Lowen, why don't you tell us how you really feel?
I'll tell you. Zero Time Dilemma is Lowen's equivalent of Danganronpa 3 for me.
Aww.
It's not that bad, but man.
All right.
We'll go through it together.
Yes.
You
will be happy to know that I do have a fair bit more positive things to say about Zero Time Dilemma than I did with DR3.
Okay, let's see. This is where you play the AB game. It appears to be an elevator car. There are 6 AB rooms in the warehouse on floor A. On the left, they're referred to as the first, second, third, etc. The interior of each room is identical to the others, with a voting device on the wall and a hatch on the ceiling. Also, yeah, I was gonna just do these off stream, but apparently there's some stuff in these that people wanted to see my reaction to, so let's see. AB gate.
That I don't actually recall.
Let's see. This refers to the door of the AB room. Most elevator doors open horizontally, but this one opens and closes vertically. Does it? I never noticed that before. Most elevators also include a safety feature that prevents the door from closing if anything obstructs it. These doors have no such safety feature. A fact that never came up once.
Yep.
Well, it kind of did with the zero door.
Well, I mean, that's different. That's like a blast door, not an elevator door.
True.
Let's see, bracelet. Each participant has a bracelet attached to their left wrist. If the participant breaks the rules or fails to fulfill certain conditions, then a set of 4 needles in the bracelet will inject them with 2 chemicals in succession. Only 2 situations which will cause the bracelet to come off. The person wearing it completes the game and escapes. The heart of the person wearing it stops beating. Attempting to break the bracelet or attempting to force it off will be considered a violation of the rules.
Forgot about this.
Okay, then.
You know, I was bracing myself to make a comment about AI, and then I read the first fucking sentence. AI is short for artificial insemination, which is a process by which eggs are fertilized without the use of a male organ. It's commonly used in the breeding of dairy cattle and pigs, but it has also been... Oh, I'm being told that in this case AI stands for artificial intelligence, which is another thing entirely.
Can you tell that some of these are supposed to be read by Zero the Third?
Yes.
Would you like me to read them?
I like reading them.
Okay.
Have a nice circle. Words Zero the Third says before he leaves. There are a few variations. Have a nice trick. Have a nice trap. Have a nice traitor. I don't think I've heard him say any of those.
I've definitely heard trick and trap.
Traitor was said specifically in the bad ending for Luna's route.
Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, now I remember that one. Let's see. Quantum computer. A device built by Tom Kwan, a Boise, Idaho commuter. That's actually a lie. A quantum computer is a highly advanced machine that uses quantum phenomena such as superposition and entanglement to perform calculations. Let's say, for example, that you want to determine the prime factors of 5,183. A Van Neumann-style computer, let's call him Paul, would say, can I divide it by 2, 3, 5, and just run through numbers like that until it got the answer. Mr. Kwan, on the other hand, the computer, not the imaginary commuter, would just look at 5,183 and say, obviously, it's 71 times 73. A traditional computer with n bits can only be in one of 2 to the power of n states at once, but a quantum computer with n qubits can be in up to 2 to the power of n states simultaneously. This means a quantum computer can complete calculations that are currently impossible. That's amazing, Mr. Kwan. Are you seeing anybody?
Zero the Third confirmed horny for Mr. Kwan.
Okay, but isn't the quantum computer where Zero the Third is stored?
I believe so.
So, was he just hitting on his house?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think that Zero the Third wanted to meet up with Mr. Kwan and make quantum computer babies with them.
But he is software running on the computer. It's his house.
The logistics of how this would work, I have no idea. But I have a feeling it would look something like the Dragon's Fucking Cars subreddit.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Floor A graffiti. Someone has written, 2 milkmen go comedy on the wall in the warehouse on floor A. Presumably, it refers to a pair of milkmen visiting a comedy club. The sentence construction, however, is obviously wrong. There must be a reason why. Oh, okay, that makes it easy. What is the nonary game? It's a deadly game that 9 people have been forced to play. The official game is Nonary Game Ambidex Edition. As part of the nonary game, the participants must also play the Ambidex game, or AB game. 8 nonary game rules. To escape by walking through the door marked with a number 9. Or, what is the purpose of the nonary game? Is to that.
Yeah, I think we can skip this one. We
know
what's in all this.
Yeah, we know this. We
Hair.
are very familiar with this one. Let's see. Pair and solo.
Solo and pair, yeah.
Not all of these are interesting. Some of them are just basic.
True. Okay, so
Like,
maybe
these
the
are
whole stream.
tutorials.
Yeah, so maybe the whole stream will be reading off these if a
I
fair
told
like
you
it.
you won't. I told you they wouldn't, even if you had read them all actively.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
won't be a full stream's worth. We'll go through it pretty fast.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 9 door. Let's see.
Nothing important here. Oh, well, that's a little...
Oh, well, that is an interesting little bit of trivia. The number 9 door is technically open for more than 9 seconds.
Oh, hello.
Let's see.
Hello, Sil.
Hello. At certain
No
times-
live today?
Wait, I just realized we were in the wrong channel.
Oh,
Oh
whoops.
dear, yes. Yeah.
Let us move everyone over real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, for those who are watching on Twitch, we're all streaming through Discord because Earth and I, and Lowen and Suk are on opposite corners of the country, basically.
Yeah. They can't really do voice acting if they can't read their lines.
Yeah, we have 2 channels. One is a general purpose channel where anyone can talk. The other one is a more restricted channel where anyone can join, but only people who are authorized as Twitch streamers can speak. Everyone else is muted.
Yeah, there was a time period when I did not do that, and the streams very quickly became incomprehensible. Just
If
because
anyone
of,
wants to see what kind of madness that resulted in, go ahead and watch our old 1,000-year door vlog. VODs.
Yeah. We had like 10 people talking all at once.
It was not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, So, yeah, we were accidentally in the general purpose channel on our Discord, so...
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Yeah, not that I mind still popping in, but...
Yeah. Just, she doesn't have a role in, or they don't have the role, but anyway, doesn't have a role in an official role Twitch stream, so yeah. Okay, gender fluid. I will keep that in mind. I'll just stick with they them, and I'll just stick with they them. Anyway, Earth, can you reshare the game?
Oh, shoot, did that break?
Okay, he is default. Noted.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, there we go.
Sopril Beta. One of the drugs used by the nonary bracelets and an extremely powerful anesthetic. It is the first drug injected when a participant breaks one of the rules. This drug also appeared in Virtue's Last Reward's sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. It was created by Mr. H, who was the president of Cradle Pharmaceuticals and appeared in 999. He developed it by extracting and purifying an alkaloid from a variety of mandrake. High usage can lead to some side effects, including severe memory loss. Yeah?
I'm originally misread it as he developed it by extracting and purifying an alkaloid from a variety of milkshake.
By purifying an alkaloid from a Grimace shake.
No wonder everyone flopped on the floor after drinking it.
Let's see. Tubocurarine, one of the drugs used by the nonary bracelets, and an extremely powerful muscle relaxant. This is the second drug injected by the bracelets if a rule is broken. The tubocurarine... That's misspelled. Tubocurarine is injected 9 minutes after the sopril. It causes the respiratory muscles to cease functioning, and the body perishes from lack of oxygen. Tubocurarine is a component in some of the poisons used by the indigenous populations in South America, who tip their arrows with poison when hunting. It can be counteracted with a cholinesterase inhibitor, but it's not clear if the nonary game facility has any of this antidote available. I remember,
Earth?
seeing, yeah?
I desperately want you to add 2 emotes to the channel in better TTV.
Okay.
I am begging you.
I would suggest we do that at a later point, because while going through these files in of themselves won't take the entire stream, if we stop to chat about everything after each one, it will.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Sorry, just...
I mean, also, I would need to relearn how to do that. Anyway. ADAM, acronym for the Automatic Diagnosis and Analysis Machine. This device uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose anyone put into it. Similar to the MRI machines you might find in modern-day hospitals, only much smaller and more efficient. An advanced computer built into the device can automatically diagnose most issues and ailments. If the subject of diagnosis is already deceased, ADAM can perform a virtual autopsy to determine the cause of death. I don't think we knew about that last part. Let's see. This we saw earlier. This we saw earlier.
Well, there's a little bit of interesting info at the bottom of that one. Pandemic.
Certain influenza outbreaks have also reached pandemic or near pandemic levels of infection. In Spain in 1918, an influenza outbreak was said to have caused 40 to 50 million deaths. Yeah, the Spanish flu. And then 100 years later...
glares at a mass of people.
I think I remember hearing that, like when the pandemic was going on, people, I believe people mentioned that the Black Plague happened in like 1818, making it seem like this is something that comes around once a century.
Do keep in mind, it is still going.
True. Just saying it started then. And hopefully will peter out like those two did.
Right. This is not relevant. We know all about this now.
Yeah. Wow, this is probably the shortest file ever. I hope I didn't have to do a very hard puzzle for that one. I would have been pissed.
Back out.
Right?
Yeah, you did. That was from the infirmary.
Wow. Wow. Holy fuck. That's
I am
straight up
angry.
rude.
What the fuck?
One of the hardest ones. Like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, you can tell which ones are from which room based off of what page they are on.
Let's see.
All right,
there are a
the
total of
chromatic
7
doors, we
varieties. Yeah.
More tutorial shit.
Yeah, this is just
More tutorial shit.
Yeah. EU stands for Erotic Units.
What?
EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situation attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe and 0 might be Gilbert. Hey, some people like Gilbert Gottfried, okay? Have you heard his voice?
I would totally have let Gilbert Gottfried bone me just for the novelty of hearing his O voice.
But if it's for novelty's sake, doesn't mean it actually is hot, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, maybe not just for novelty's sake.
For the curious, Danny Trejo rates 16 EU. Just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. Not to be confused with competing systems of hotness or sexability. The EU system matches a number of factors, such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a high EU rating have usually mastered the art of the tease.
Okay, where did this come up in the game? Is what
I
I
don't think
want to
it
know.
ever did.
It did.
Well, actually, no. This is the crew quarters. This is the room that had the scratch-off nude poster.
Oh,
Yeah, and
right.
Tim Yoshi looks at it and he's like, this is about
Right.
like 15 EU.
This is the first fucking room we did in the entire playthrough. Holy shit.
Yeah. Grandpa Videos, a collection of films that Tim Yoshi has gathered. Their content isn't really explicit per se, but they still aren't really appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not imply the videos contain grandpas or grandpa-like actors.
I would like to take the time to point out something very fucking hilarious, that a person who I watched play this game, who does a fucking OnlyFans thing, had one of their fans commission them to do a lewd audio of 10BOG before they found out the plot twist.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is very important.
Be gone, bot!
Sigma's cat problem. Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tic, which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats.
I just went ahead and put those bots in tummy timeout.
Okay.
Oh my.
Something I just realized. This means that Zero Senior, Dr. Sigma Klein, also has the same tick, most likely.
Yes.
Oh my god, you're right.
Where do you think Zero the Third got it from?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, that's bunnies. That's
Oh my
different.
god.
Anyway. Which caused him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of this behavior seems to be an experience he had a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He'd always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion and give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day, he realized that he could understand what the cats were saying to one another. A magical black cat appeared and told him that it had given him this gift in exchange for giving food to its fellows. But, the magical cat said, "You can never tell anyone about your gift," the magical black cat warned. "If you do, you'll be cursed." But young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it, so the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life. Fortunately for him, a magical white cat coming along soon afterward felt the curse was a little too harsh and lessened it, so that he would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after.
This is canon.
Wow.
So, magic is canon to this world. Got it. Which means, if this is the same world as...
ESP is ESP is canon, so
I mean, that's psychic.
Magic's
That's different
really
from
a
magic.
I'm
stretch.
gonna stop you right now and say this is not the same world as Danganronpa. That's another game.
it's magic.
Maybe we'll get to that other game at some point. It's certainly something I'd want to see Earth play and know it'd be up his alley. It might not be a Sunday game, though.
Huh. Did we try these two numbers, 5309 and 6969?
Yes!
we did.
The 5309 is the...
It's Jenny.
Yes. And then 6969 is the fucking sex hotline.
Jenny, I want your number. Let's see. Golem. Okay. Let's see. The golem is an anthropomorphic creature from Jewish folklore. Golems are made from clay and will obey any orders given to them by the creators without question, although they tend to take instructions very literally. A golem is created by performing a holy ritual, then kneading the clay into the shape of a person, chanting a spell, and writing the Hebrew word emet, truth, on the golem's forehead. Erasing the E changes the word to met, which is Hebrew for death. Doing this deactivates the golem. Interesting. I never knew about that bit. Let's see. Golem. One of the golems found in the nunnery game facility. He is discovered lying on the maintenance table in the golem bay. His product ID is GTM-CM-GOLM. Dragon Cat, exactly. Much to his surprise, this ends up being pronounced like Golem anyway. On a side note, GTM-CM-GOLM stands for Golem, Type Male, Cockney, Model Number, GOLM. So the GOL bit, which is what anyone cared about, was just random. Didn't have a meaning.
Yes.
Chinese Room. Let's see. The Chinese Room is a thought experiment developed by American philosopher John Searle to contest some of the ideas about artificial intelligence. The experiment itself is explained in more depth in the game, but the general idea behind it is to pose the question, do intelligent responses indicate actual understanding? Man, isn't that a pertinent topic for this day and age, ain't it?
Yeah. These days it's very relevant.
Searle contests that a computer could be programmed to respond intelligently in conversation with humans, so much so that it would seem to be human itself, but that it would not necessarily, or perhaps could not, actually understand what it was saying. Of course, this raises the question, how can we know that human minds are not in essence Chinese rooms? Can we really say that we understand the things we say, or are we just simulating understanding?
Some people don't understand the
I think
things
at
they
this
say.
point we have. Now that we have something to compare against, we can say that we do have some degree of understanding.
I think
Or
the
at
one
least
thing...
I do. All
think-
y'all motherfuckers might just be dumb as shit.
Exactly. The one thing you can prove is that you have understanding, because you know that you're understanding things. However, you can know nothing about the inner workings of anyone else. Let's see. The Turing test is designed to gauge a computer's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, first developed by British mathematician Alan Turing. The test has 3 participants, a human judge, a human subject, and a machine. The judge engages in conversation with the human and the machine, and if the judge cannot determine who is the machine and who is the human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Fi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, she was referring to the Turing test.
Well, I think we can say that,
Okay.
oh god, I can't believe I forgot her name. Nurse
Luna.
Mikan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Luna.
Mikan.
Luna. Luna passed the Turing test.
Yes, she did
Oh, yeah.
quite splendidly.
Yeah, Luna's beyond a robot. She's literally just a person at this point.
Let's see. ABT, or Golem, an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labor Electronic Machine. Golems are robots developed and sold by an American corporation called Hephaestus Systems. Huh, that's the, like, Hephaestus. That's the forge god from Greek mythology, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Also a difficult boss in another game I played. Some of the units in this facility, however, have had their software significantly enhanced by Zero C. A portion of them have also been given ABT created by Zero Senior. Incidentally, ABT is short for Artificial Biological Tissue. Well, we know at least one of them. Let's see, Golm's story, the point. The gist of Golm's somewhat rambling explanation is that the center of thought doesn't necessarily have to reside in the body. In the case of Golm, Self clearly resided in the mainframe and operated the body remotely. Since a self-aware robot could exist this way, he theorized what would prevent humans from doing the same. If humans are actually being controlled by an outside force, then is there actually any such thing as free will? I mean, if the thing controlling you is singular, such that you can call the thing controlling you yourself, then yes, free will still exists. Let's see, Wound 1. Fourth intercostal. This was on the old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Yep, this matches all the data we had from the autopsy earlier. Coroner. Not to be confused with a coroner. A coroner is a government official who assists law enforcement by investigating causes of death and dealing with the paperwork and logistics surrounding corpses. It can also be used colloquially to refer to someone who performs these duties, whether or not they are actually employed by the government. An autopsy is a post-mortem
It is
surgery.
also super gross.
Yeah, that's the only pertinent part of this file. Yeah, it is gross. I've done an autopsy before. It's not nice.
On a frog, I assume.
On a pig.
Yeah, same.
I couldn't.
Did you get to take home the bacon?
No. I mean, it was soaked in formaldehyde. I would not have wanted to eat that. And more to the point, I couldn't eat ham for like a year afterwards. Because every time I smelled ham, it carried with it the memory of the smell of formaldehyde. And I would just get sick.
I guess
smelling
X-Ray and Odyssey is correct. Formaldehyde really does make you drop everything.
Formaldehyde is awful. Oh my god.
it. Yeah, it's not pleasant. Let's see. Luminol is an organic compound with the chemical formula
C8H7N3O2.
So 8 carbon molecules, 7 helium, 3 nitrogen, I think, and 2
Yes.
oxygen.
And 2 oxygen.
When mixed with a hydroxide salt and hydrogen peroxide, it will glow blue when it comes into contact with blood and certain other substances. This property has made it a useful tool in criminal investigations, where it can reveal blood stains that have been cleaned up. Keep this in mind the next time you're contemplating how to deal with neighbors listening to death metal at 3 in the morning.
Speaking of which,
I mean,
have you guys heard
I'm usually the
that
one listening
if you,
to death metal.
Have you guys heard about the recent discovery that if you spread Doritos, the food color that they use for Doritos, on human skin and then shine a red light on it, the skin shows up as transparent and you can see beneath it.
What the fuck?
Doritos were the secret to X-ray vision the whole time.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that one.
Hold on,
I mean, we are playing the game that's half actual science and half pseudoscience, so it's fitting.
Let's
We can
see.
skip this. It's just that case where it still works.
Yeah.
Like everyone else's.
Let's see. Generalized amnesia. Let's see. A memory condition where the sufferer retains knowledge such as language, social common sense, and so on, but memories of their own past and personality disappear. Its cause is usually psychological, but in rare cases it can be caused by serious head trauma. Case suggested that an extremely painful breakup might have been the cause of his condition, but generalized amnesia usually requires a much more powerful trigger than breaking up with someone. In fact, a painful breakup often has the opposite effect. You want desperately to forget, but find that to be impossible, which leads to all sorts of other mental disorders. Or so the person sitting behind me says.
Ha.
Also, that one does count as a spoiler because that image you would not have access to by the time you got this.
That's valid.
This was gotten in the rec room, so that would have been at the end of that route.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll look at that later.
I found this story and I linked it. So there.
Let's see. Cooked food. Twice cooked pork. A Szechuan dish is made by pan-frying pork, cabbage, bell peppers, and green onions with dobanjiang or tian mianjiang for flavor. God, my in-laws would probably murder me for my pronunciation there. Paella. A Spanish dish where one cooks rice, meat, seafood, and vegetables
I'm
in a
gonna
shallow
murder
pot,
you for.
seasoned with saffron.
I'm
What?
gonna murder you for mispronouncing paella that badly.
I was about to say, my coworkers are gonna murder me for mispronouncing that one. Nasi goreng,
Holy fuck,
an Indonesian dish made with pan-fried rice, seasoned with sambal, kecap manis, and terasi. Do I know anyone from Indonesia that will murder me? I think a couple of my friends from Indonesia.
Sai is from Malaysia, but that's the closest I have.
Yeah,
I want to make all of these.
Yeah.
I have a couple friends that I think are from Thailand, and I also know some people who are. All I know is Southeast Asia, but not specifically what country.
Hey, Bun Bun, look to see if Twice Cooked Pork uses those peppercorns I sent you.
Yes, that's what I'm checking right now.
Alright, Schnitzel, a German dish. It is made by mixing together meat, flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, then frying the mixture in butter or lard. And of course, that's the one that I'm actually familiar with.
More food!
I've actually never had schnitzel. Yakajai.
How do you know how to pronounce that already?
I watch a lot of Korean dramas.
Since when?
Fair enough.
A Korean dish. The process involves stewing
I've
beef,
seen
vegetables,
Squid Game.
namul, and powdered chili peppers together very slowly. The resulting meat is very spicy. That sounds fantastic.
Yes, it does.
Well, okay, I don't know what namul is, so there is the possibility that might be something that, like, ruins the whole dish for me. But everything that I understand there sounds amazing.
Namul refers to either a variety of edible grass or leaves or seasoned herbal dishes made of them.
Oh, that sounds relatively
So
mild.
basically, herbs.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I would love to try that someday. Let's see, borscht, a Russian dish. Preparation is very simple. You just stew meat and vegetables together for a very long time. The finished meal is garnished with beets and sour cream. Let's see, tom kagai.
Tom Kaga. Yep, that's correct.
It is not. I doubt it. A Thai dish made by stewing
Tom
chicken.
Kagai. It's close enough.
By stewing chicken, chili peppers, ginger, and nampula in coconut milk. Very spicy. That also sounds very good.
I think the restaurant that I go to for Thai food serves that.
Earth, I want to order Thai tomorrow.
Okay.
Hold on.
If you order Thai tomorrow, if they have that, yeah, I'll try some. Chef's
Here's
pasta.
a thing for you.
Whatever the chef feels
Thank
like
you,
making.
Stu.
Sometimes you don't know what it is until you take a bite. Sometimes you don't even know then. Let's see. More words Zero says before he leaves. Suki, how about you take these ones?
Have a nice trauma. Have a nice trace. Have a nice trumpet.
Is that a fart joke?
Probably
I
not.
don't think so.
It's probably just everything else has started with T.
That would be more Monokuma's joke, shtick.
Free the Soul, an emerging religious organization with a rapidly growing membership. Some figures claim their congregation numbers over 1 million in countries across the world. Originally, the organization called itself Free the Soul of Y, but later dropped of Y to become simply Free the Soul. Oh my god, are they fucking Scientologists? The founder of the religion is known only as Brother, and his true identity is a mystery. We'll only a small number of the highest-ranking
Tom?
members have ever seen him.
Tom Cruise caused Radical 6!
Oh my god. The doctrine of Free the Soul demands that its adherents separate themselves from the world, free themselves of lust, and release their souls from their physical bodies so that they can be purified. Its followers believe that they will be born again as a new race.
That's true, Sylv. It might be happy science.
And that the world will be transformed to a place of equality with no conflict or poverty. Considering how a peaceful world of equality with no conflict or poverty usually plays out in the movies, they seem like a pretty scary group of people. Myrmidons. Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to establishing a new world order, and the Myrmidons are their elite frontline soldiers in that secret war. The general public knows nothing about the Myrmidons, but their actions have put them on watch lists of intelligence communities across the globe. Rumors say that all Myrmidons have the same face, suggesting that they may all be clones of a single person. No one knows where this rumor comes from exactly, but I can tell you that it is a very credible source.
Suki, which room is this?
Back out. Let's see here. This is the laboratory.
But yeah, this is huge spoilers.
Yeah.
No, wait. Cooked food, it's the pantry.
Yeah, that's mega spoilers. This is one of the ones that spoils a lot.
The founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred to as such. As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights he was consumed by his own misery. On the morning of the 10th day, however, he had a revelation. Mankind was ripe with base desires and needed to be purified so that a new world could come into being. God had spoken
Base
to brother
desires?
and given him a mission. What was that?
I said base desires? It was a bad joke, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm laughing. I'm also face-palming, but I'm laughing. Brother dedicated his life to realizing that mission, and at the age of 26, he established Free the Soul of Y. He claims that Y is a symbol for miracles. I mean, I have an inkling of what that Y stands for, but...
You know what?
What?
I've got a base desire right now for a gin and tonic, and I'm eating peanut butter straight out of the jar.
Let's see.
And there's just silence. Hey, I'm not a canine Sylv. I am
I was skimming the thing to see whether there was stuff that I had to read. Let's see. AB game. Yeah, this is all stuff we know. All stuff we know. Penalty. In other words, the penalty for failure is death. Yeah, we know that. Voting machine. It is not to be mistaken for an ATM. That is good to know. Let's see. Yeah, we know that. Scotch. A type of whiskey made in Scotland. Its unique aroma comes from the peat used in its manufacturing. Scotch is Tenmyoji's favorite drink. He often claims a little scotch to scratch his itch after returning from work, which annoys Quark. Root beer float, a well-known drink made by putting a scoop of vanilla ice cream in some root beer, also known as black cow. Quark has taken to saying root beer floats my boat, which warms Tenmyoji's heart. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. It just
That is
occurred to me-
heartwarming.
It also occurred to me, ice cream and root beer in the dystopian future that Tenmyoji and Quark came from, yeah, that would be fucking expensive as shit.
Yeah. More expensive than the nicest alcohol at the bar, he said.
Because alcohol just stays, it just keeps for a long ass time. Ice cream sure don't.
And it can be made pretty easily. if
True,
you,
that too.
But just storing ice cream is a pain in the ass.
Let's see. Floor A and B. The facility has 2 stories. The top floor is referred to as Floor A, and the bottom floor is called Floor B. The A and B supposedly stand for above and below. There's a rumor that the floors were actually named after a particular Swedish pop rock group from the 70s, but everyone involved in this project has insisted that is a vile and hurtful lie. Hey, what is wrong with being named after ABBA? Let's see. I believe, I believe we saw this in games. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna preface this with fuck the British monarchy, but one of my favorite stories from Queen Elizabeth is that her favorite song was Dancing Queen, and whenever she heard it, she would dance because, and I quote, "I am the queen, and I like to dance."
Yeah, that was cute. The secret of Quark's hat. Don't you think his hat looks kind of weird? There's that huge band that wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? Or maybe he's just a young robot? Well, it's just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding those pods like you see on helicopters or SAM sites. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up, and they just fly out at once like... Psh! Just kidding. Actually, he just keeps snacks in there.
Amazing.
Let's see.
I didn't know about this.
I mean, we didn't know that it was found and extracted from an individual in 2038.
Yeah, this is the treatment center files.
Yeah, let's see. It's all stuff we knew. Cold sleep. Let's see. 2 types of cold sleep. The first type involves lowering your internal body temperature. This reduces your basal metabolic rate and induces a state similar to hibernation. In other words, your body is still functioning, just very slowly. The other sort of cold sleep is the one in this game. This one involves freezing your body to essentially lock it in whatever state it was in. Until recently, this was impossible because the expansion and crystallization that took place during the freezing process irrevocably damaged human tissue. In the world where this game takes place, however, CAS technology has overcome this hurdle and made cryonics a reality. The resuscitation rate is nearly 100%. In fact, you'd be much more likely to die in a plane crash, which means that freezing yourself to visit the future is safer than flying from Tokyo to Milan. Let's see. CAS stands for Cells Alive System. It allows organic tissue to be safely and non-destructively frozen. In this game, CAS is used to put people in cold sleep. Supercools the subject of the magnetic field and causes them to freeze almost instantly, preventing crystallization. In real life, the problem comes when you try to thaw something out, which also must be done instantly. In this game, however, the technological magic of the treatment pods makes returning from cold sleep possible. Unless
So they
you're a
literally
plant.
just hand wave it.
Exactly.
They literally just hand wave it, which I'm fine with.
Let's see, past 2 nunnery games, that's all stuff that we knew from the first game, but I suppose it would have been new to someone who started with this one for some reason. Esper
Would you believe me
Resonance.
if I told you a lot of people jumped in at ZTD without playing this game and the other one first?
I would believe it. It doesn't have a 2 attached to the title after all.
Yeah, Syl did that.
And it does have 0 in the subtitle. So it's like, 0 time dilemma. That means it's 0 escape 0. I should play this one first.
Let's see. Espers. In the context of this game, Espers are people with the ability to access the morphogenetic field. An Esper can increase the strength of their signal by being in close proximity to other Espers, assuming they are the strongest. The strongest signal will absorb any weak ones nearby and use them to amplify its own strength, sort of like waves. The biggest wave adds the amplitude of smaller waves to its own and covers them up. Let's see, Nonary Veterans. The following 9 people were participants in the Nonary game that Clover claims to be a part of. Let's see, Ace, middle-aged man. We don't get his name here. Snake, Clover's older brother, real name Light. I believe that was not revealed in the previous game.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
it was.
Lights
Wasn't
is his. Well, it actually was.
Oh, okay.
What wasn't revealed is what Clover and Light's last name is. Field.
Cloverfield Light.
Cloverfield.
Santa, uncooperative young man. Junpei, hero of 999. June is a Kane Kurashiki, 7th amnesiac detective. Kubota, skittish man, gets blown up. Neostigma. Yeah, nothing we didn't already know. Ice 9.
The botanical garden.
Let's see. In other words, it freezes at room temperature. The idea of Ice 9 was originally put forth by the American science fiction author Kurt Vonnegut. His version of Ice 9 has a melting point of 45.8 degrees Celsius. There is a rumor that says all the water in Alice's body is actually Ice 9. Who knows whether it's true or not, but if it is, then she has to always keep her body temperature above 36 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna say it is.
In that case, why is she running around in a bikini?
Why was Lotus
See,
running around in bikini?
The thing about Uchikoshi games.
Okay, Alice has no reason. Alice has even less reason to be running around in a bikini because she has to keep herself warm above 36 degrees Celsius.
The thing about Uchikoshi games is that in every single one of them, there is always going to be an incredibly attractive woman in scantily clad outfits that has way more knowledge than you would expect her to, that nobody questions the outfit choices for.
We're not questioning,
I'm questioning the outfit.
why the game designer made her outfit the way that they did. That is obvious.
Uchikoshi is horny.
The question
That's the reason.
is about, like, Alice needing to
Why
stay
would
warm.
someone...
Let's see, H. This refers to Gentaro Hongo. He was one of the characters who appeared in 999. He was the person who supervised kidnapping the children, everything we know. I like his voice, even if he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Morphogenetic field theory. Let's see. All stuff we know for the most part, except for that bit at the end. If morphogenic field theory is true, however, then it would mean that, in a sense, all humans are espers of a sort. Let's see, we got that one. Saw that before. Tu fui ego eris.
Wait, what?
A relatively well-known
look
Latin
like it's-
phrase. It might look like it's talking about a pair of sexy toaster waffles, but it actually means
What?
something like, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Sometimes used as an epitaph, the implication is that the person in question was once alive, like the reader. That the reader will someday also be dead. A little ominous, I guess. Yeah, you know, ego eris. The sexy ego. She's friends with the green M&M.
Oh my God.
She is
bad.
she is who
Come
you
in
have to
there.
deal with if you do not get Bambi from the PS2 at GameStop.
Exactly. She doesn't care that GameStop is out of business.
It's not out of business.
Not with
Don't
that
make me
attitude.
come in there and bonk you, or... Anyway, yes, we need to move on.
SOIS. It's an elite intelligence organization under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. They investigate potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or the citizenry. Their stated purpose is to maintain peace, but their charter authorizes them to arrest, detain, or even kill. Scary. Clover has
That
a
can't
license
be
to
Alice.
kill.
She's wearing clothes.
I had never
Which
thought
is
about
scary
that.
considering how fast she's willing to do it.
Yeah. She definitely exercises that right.
I believe this is the library.
Okay, we literally saw that. Antimatter bomb. Let's see, this bomb uses
An
the energy...
antimatter bomb makes...
Actually,
an
yeah.
antimatter bomb makes
I
an
think this is what she said
exploding
before. Let's see. This is all stuff we knew. No new information there.
Antimatter bombs are what happen when you take the hydrogen bomb and versus coughing baby meme and mix the two of them together into the same entity.
Cybernetic arm. A device originally created to weaponize genetically engineered psychic bears. Just kidding. It's actually an arm augmented for online sex chat. Not really. In truth,
What?
it's the arm from a mysterious libido-powered robot. I'm just messing with you.
What?
A cybernetic arm is actually a mechanical limb that can control your mind. Really. It has titanium alloy for bones, and those are covered with ABT, or artificial biological tissue. ABT even has artificial nerves, so you can feel pain through it, just like a real arm. It has veins that connect to the rest of your body, so if you inject medicine into a cybernetic arm, it'll flow to the rest of your body.
Which makes no sense, because then you have a bunch of foreign fluid mixed in with your blood.
Yeah. Let's see. This is all stuff that we. Yeah.
May not harm humanity, or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm.
Interesting. I should really read Asimov's science fiction works. Like, I am familiar with some of the broad strokes, but I've never actually sat down and read it.
I've read some of his stories, but yeah, the zeroth law is basically what will let me start that again. The zeroth law is what would allow a robot to kill a human. If you put a robot in a situation where you have a guy walking up to a convention center with an assault rifle and he's shooting it in the air, the robot would be willing to and able to kill that gunman in order to preserve the life of other humans.
Anyway, let's find out about swimsuits. For some reason, Sigma, or perhaps the author, seems to be unnaturally obsessed with swimsuits. Why is that? Was he involved in a horrible swimsuit accident, now repressed, in his youth? Did he have a crush in high school on a girl on the swim team who put her Olympic aspirations ahead of any possible romance? Is he just a perv? The world may never know.
Yes.
Also, this image is a massive spoiler. Holy shit.
I mean, you say that, but without knowing any of the context.
That's the Q room? That's what, the quantum room?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Q.
But I will say, like, even though it's from a spoiler location, without context, nothing would be spoiled for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, obviously that's Tenmyoji, but we have no idea. Like, if I were to see this early, I would have no idea what that room is or why I should care. And the only time I would, like, have that revealed to me is when I actually see the room. In which case, at that point, I am already aware that Tenmyoji is in that room. So, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The only reason that thing would be a spoiler is if you told us it was a spoiler, Lowen.
Well, I didn't tell you.
I am staring hard at your icon. You
didn't.
did tell. Okay, I move on.
I didn't say anything.
Let's see. That we knew. Antimatter reactor. In a general sense, an antimatter reactor is a system that generates electricity or some other form of power from matter-antimatter reactions. This facility uses hydrogen and antihydrogen. The reactions power a turbine which generates energy and powers everything in the facility. It looks like a gigantic octopus, but it's definitely not edible, no matter how you cook it.
And now I'm thinking of the meme where a human engineer gets brought onto an advanced alien spacecraft, sees their power plant, and just collapses in despair. Because
since we started, by the way,
all steam.
By the way, I think it's going to be safe to say we can go to 11 in our time tonight. We started 40 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only person who usually argues against it is Hannah, and she's not here. So.
Yeah. A particular type of antimatter. Normal hydrogen atoms have one proton and one electron, but an antihydrogen atom has the opposite, one antiproton and one positron. In November 2010, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, I have no idea how that acronym works out, but okay, issued a statement announcing that they had captured an antihydrogen atom. They claimed that they had gathered 38 of them, in fact, and managed to hold them in a special container for 0.2 seconds. Less than 6 months later, in June 2011, they managed to capture several more antihydrogen atoms and contain them for more than 1,000 seconds. Although the creation and storage of antimatter is still a difficult obstacle, these results suggest that antimatter reactors could someday be a reality.
Fine.
What? Let's see. TNT is often used as a reference point when discussing the power of explosive devices. Specifically, explosive power is usually described by tonnage. The amount of energy 1 ton of TNT produces is approximately 4.184 gigajoules. This means that an explosive device with an output of 1 megaton generates 4.184 pentajoules. TNT stands for...
Petajoules, not penta.
Thank you. TNT stands for Trinidad and Tobago? Ah, yes. Trinitroluene. That's it. It's one of the most common explosives, which is how it came to be a reference point. A kilogram of TNT has 4.184 megajoules of energy, but a kilogram of butter has 30 megajoules. Butter is some dangerous stuff.
So, just for the audience, the difference between a bomb and your common everyday lithium-ion battery is how fast the energy gets released.
True.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
And remember,
That's why so many. Remember when Galaxy Notes were exploding?
remember,
Yes,
if it starts to puff up,
because-
it's becoming a pillow. Rest your head on it.
Ugh.
Oh my God. No!
Do not.
Please don't.
I probably don't have to say this, but do not.
The only
Shuichi's
place
horrible
that
life advice
spicy-
comes back with a vengeance.
The only place that spicy pill should go is in a bucket of sand, so that when it inevitably combusts, it can burn safely.
Okay, but I mean, there's a type of candy that I think of every time I see one of those. It looks very
Anyway,
similar.
moving on.
E equals mc squared, Einstein's famous equation. Put simply, it means that energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared. It describes how much energy you get by annihilating matter with antimatter. A lot. But also carries the interesting implication that with enough energy, you could theoretically create matter. I think this was a conversation that they actually had in game. And
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
it
want to read
was.
off all these numbers.
We can. skip
Adolfi,
it.
yes, I think it's Buttermints. Floor B graffiti. Memento Mori. If the nineth lion
Yeah, we
ate
can
the
skip
sun.
this.
Let's see. Hourglass.
This is the security room files?
The hourglass displayed in the background is actually a 4-second timer. Doesn't have much practical use, except maybe for really impatient people. If you're at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, for instance. Hey, how long are you gonna make me wait? I've already flipped this hourglass 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm saying 100 times is much more dramatic, and therefore much more likely to get a desirable response from the waitstaff.
I could unironically see a few people I know doing that.
I think if you do that to
I
a
hope you
waitstaff
never-
person, you're an asshole.
Yes!
I think if you do that to a waitstaff, you should get kicked out.
If you do that to the waitstaff, I'm sure there's plenty of people in the kitchen who have knives.
Yeah.
No, not just that, but they all have spit, too.
Gentle points.
Gentle points. These are a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the United Kingdom is an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off an ancient and Byzantine collection of rules and guidelines. By the way, you can't see it, but I'm sure a number of people here know how I'm posing at this moment.
Hand over the heart. Hand over your heart.
No,
No.
like Mr. Manderville.
I am posing as a gentleman would. Every
Okay,
year,
that's fine.
during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at least appears to, and then awards gentle points based on what they saw. The following formula is used. Old lady escorted across the street, times top hats owned, times puzzles solved, times money given to gentleman tracking
Puzzles
organization equals total gentle points. I love how it's not even attempting to hide the corruption. Knife.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was expecting
Spoiler.
this to be more interesting. Like, try to explain to us what a knife is, as if we've never heard of one before.
That would have been
Actually,
funny.
Right?
I think that one also counts as a spoiler too, because you don't have that name yet by the time you get here.
Let's see. Principle of causality. The law of cause and effect. Specifically, that a cause must precede every effect. At the quantum level, however, things aren't quite as immutable. The principle of quantum superposition holds that any physical system, such as an electron, exists at least partially in all of its theoretical states, or configurations, but when measured gives a result corresponding to only one of them. A classic example of this is the double slit experiment, where light appears to behave as both a wave and a particle.
Oh yeah, I was about to say the double slit experiment, or at least... Actually, no, I was going to link an image of it. Let me do that. Double slit...
One of the interesting implications
experiment.
of this is that, in a sense, you are influencing the past. By observing a system, you are defining the cause of an effect you witness, and in a way, altering the past. Normally, I would comment here that the quantum level is where shit gets real, but given the nature of this phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say that the quantum level is where shit gets unreal.
I
Knox's 10
read this
Commandments.
one for reasons. Ronald Knox, a mystery writer from the UK, published the following as his rules for writing a mystery novel. 1. The criminal must be mentioned early on. 2. All supernatural or preternatural agencies are ruled out. 3. No more than one secret room or passage. 2. No hitherto undiscovered poisons may be used, nor any appliance which will need a long scientific explanation. 5. No one with extrasensory perception or similar powers can appear. 6. No accident must ever help the detective, nor must he have ever an unaccountable intuition which proves to be right. 7. The detective must not commit the crime. 8. The detective must declare any clues which he may discover. 9. The stupid friend of the detective, the Watson, must conceal nothing from the reader. 10. Twin brothers, and doubles generally, must not appear unannounced.
This is hilarious.
Okay, but those are actually good. Those are actually pretty good rules.
Okay, but
They
you
are.
get why
I
this
mean,
is
the
funny
story.
here. Why this is funny, right?
Yes, because we've played games on this channel that break nearly every one of them.
No,
Including this one.
Yeah.
yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure the reason why this note exists is because this game breaks every single one of them.
I will mention, this particular set of rules is like somewhat of a bit of a contentious set of rules for mystery goers, from what I understand. There's a lot of people who debate whether or not following it is what makes a mystery story, or going against it to provide plot twists is what makes it is what keeps some mysteries
So-
fresh.
I have a simple
So my
understanding of this. Go on.
So my perspective is that following these rules is a good way for a new writer or someone who has either at an apprentice or journeyman level in terms of writing mystery novels to write a good, i.e. not shit, mystery novel. If you know these rules, the thing about rules though is that
They are made to be
they
broken.
They are put in place not to be broken when you understand why they are there. So if you understand why the criminal must be mentioned early on, or why no ESP should appear, then you can break that rule and still make a good story.
Or the short version of it, you must know the rules before you can break them.
That too, yes.
Okay, Sun Moon Star Keys, we know all this. Slingshot. An elementary
lots of
device that
ne'er-do-wells.
uses rubber to launch a small projectile. Frequently used by adolescent ne'er-do-wells, can be used as a necklace, but this is not recommended.
Hello, Bart Simpson.
Let's see, test site mystery. The site in question was for a simulated manned mission to Mars held in the Nevada desert. On New Year's Eve 2028, the audio logs from the simulation contained a woman's voice. assumed to be one of the test subjects, saying the following. 6 of us are dead. Counting myself, there are only 3 left. I guess you could say I killed them. No, that's not quite right. Not just them. Not just these 6. All of them. All 6 billion. Most evidence seems to suggest that this was the beginning of the Radical 6 outbreak and that the Nevada facility was the epicenter of the pandemic.
Guess where we're going in a moment.
Yep. Let's see. Termite
So yeah,
refers to the
just a
insect
heads
of the
up that-
epifamily of Termitidae, of the cockroach order Blattodea. That's right, even though they're sometimes called white ants, termites aren't even in the same family as ants. They're the cockroach family instead. Also, king crabs are in the hermit crab order, and the remora is in the perciformes order.
What were you saying,
Just a heads
Bun?
up, right now we're up to 8 billion folks in Earth.
Have a nice
Neat.
trouble. Have a nice tragedy. Have a nice trust. Let's see. Conjunction. Oh, I'm familiar with this term. A term used in positional astronomy. Put simply, it means that 2 celestial bodies appear near one another in the sky. When used in the context of our solar system, it often refers to a position where a given celestial body is aligned with the Sun. For example, when Mars is on the opposite side of the Sun from Earth, it is considered to be in conjunction with Earth. Mercury and Venus, which orbit closer to the Sun than Earth does, have 2 types of conjunction. When they are hidden on the other side of the Sun, they are referred to as superconjunction. When they are lined up on the near side of the Sun, this is called inferior conjunction.
When they are lined up on the near side of the sun, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
I'm not familiar with that reference.
Let's see. Temyoji's picture.
It's an old song from like.
This is the photograph that Temyoji was holding. The subject is a girl named Akane Kuroshiki. Akane was one of the people who appeared in this game's sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. As a childhood friend of Junpei, that title's main character. In 999, she was 21 years old. This picture was taken 9 years before then, when she was 12. Look at the left side of that picture. If you look closely, it almost looks like there's a man grinning in the background. Do you see him? Don't worry if it seems a little strange. A spirit medium has told us that the person in this picture is a guardian spirit who's looking after her. He must have shown up here because he'd heard that what sort of destiny she had in store and decided to see how she was doing.
What?
See, Minkowski space, a way of describing reality that adds a 4th dimension of time to the 3 dimensions of space. It was described by German mathematician Hermann Minkowski, and therefore it bears his name. It's also the name of a ski resort for miniature cows. Lagomorph, the scientific name for the order to which rabbits belong, and 0 the third's actual name.
That's a spoiler.
Temyoji and Alice. When they were split up at the red, blue, and green chromatic door, Temyoji told Alice that there was something he had to tell her. That something was, of course, his identity, and that he already knew all about Alice and Ice 9, and not because he'd heard about it from Clover. Temyoji and Clover. After the second round of the AB game, after going through the purple and green doors, Clover, as a solo, was heard to say the following.
Spelling mistake.
Yes, exactly. Was heard to say the following to Temyoji, her opponent. What the heck do you mean with all that? It's not fair. If you're telling the truth, then I... So what had Temyoji said to her? The same thing he'd meant to say to Alice, of course. He told her who he was. That simple fact shook Clover's resolve and made her vote Alan. Probably hadn't been his original intention to betray her, but after thinking about Quark's safety, he probably felt he had no choice and didn't betray. AB Project. A can stand for after and B for before, but they can also stand for anima and body. Everything that happened in this facility was part of the AB Project. Mystery of 5. So, who was 5? There are a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed to the Nevada test site. Buy the full version of the game.
Literally.
Send $5 in a sealed envelope.
Oh my god, thank you for thank you for a reference that nobody born after 1999 will ever get.
I know, and that's what makes it amazing. Deactivation password. Here's a little something more about the bomb deactivation passwords. Those passwords, they aren't just gibberish. There's something hidden in each one. I can only give you one hint. +1. Good luck! There's a lot more to the story, but I think we'll stop the secret archives here. Thank you for playing, and we hope you enjoyed the game.
So that was actually what Hannah was gonna bring up. All of the fucking passcodes from Dio's nonsense actually just can be translated into certain things. The passcodes for the bombs all say something.
Huh.
What do they say? Because
so
there ain't no way we're sitting down and calculating that shit.
I'll get that up in a moment.
Okay, and while we do, why don't you go ahead and pull up Zero Time Dilemma, Earth?
Yep. So let's see. Let's go ahead and make this.
So
Screen
so
application.
bomb number 1, BQZ RJEJ DXR, translates to crash keys.
That's good.
Bomb 2,
Excuse
EQD DYR NTK, translates to free Z soul.
Man, someone needs to tell him how to spell.
In the US and European versions, bomb 3 is...
Oh my...
What?
I just realized. Brother is a yinlet. They can't say TH sounds.
Oh my god.
So...
Squints judgingly.
Okay, let's see.
Bomb 3 in the US and European versions, LXQ LHC NMR, translates to myrmidons. And the Japanese version, instead, it's BKZ XCN KKR, which translates to clay dolls. And finally, Bomb 0, LXA QNS GDQ, translates to my brother.
Okay. Also, this right here is partly why I didn't want to like swap over games midstream, because I've got to do the like tech support to get it actually running in OBS and such.
Oh, don't worry about it. We have time.
Yeah. We'll just take a short 5-minute break.
It should
stand up,
not
stretch,
take me
grab
5
grab
minutes.
some water.
Yeah.
Let's just do a.
In
Let's just do
fact,
a 5-minute
I think
break.
I have it fixed now.
Blah. You're supposed to stand up, stretch your legs, and get some water in the stream.
Hey. Wait, what the fuck?
Let me pretend that I'm a big-time streamer. Damn it.
Okay, this is
But you
annoying.
are, if you believe it.
Hold up.
Okay, so it's showing up full screen on Twitch.
Yeah.
Although it is also oh, that is very small.
Yeah. So
It's so
for some
small,
reason
it's
is
cute.
for some reason whenever I alt tab, it goes to a small size, which is altering the window size of the game capture in OBS, which is futzing with my trying to make it actually full screen because it wasn't.
Well, go to the options and see if you can just make it there.
Yes, you are correct, Zint.
No, I did. I did make it full screen in the options. That's what makes it full screen when I tab to it. But the problem is, okay, so I'm just gonna alt tab. It doesn't quite reach all the way to the bottom of the thing.
I mean, it looks fine on the Twitch stream right now.
Oh.
Yeah, right now it looks fine.
Oh,
Okay.
and then it.
Okay. But I still need to adjust some other things. Also, Suki, the typing is coming through very loudly.
Okay.
Sorry.
I understand why my typing comes in so loudly nowadays.
Okay.
Welcome to Zero Time Dilemma, everyone! The last game in the Zero Escape trilogy.
Okay, it is A-OK on Twitch.
Yeah, it should
We
be
are
working
good to
now.
go.
It's just... I feel a little naked working through getting stuff to properly work.
Hey, open up!
I just
Who would
realized
do this?
I forgot to do the audio.
Shit. What's wrong with you?
Someone's one night mistake.
A mistake?
Maybe Diana's.
Sounds perfectly fine.
This isn't
on
the time for
Twitch.
jokes.
Twitch.
It's not too loud.
Let me
nope.
guess.
Let me
That
get
helmet
myself-
can't come off, can it?
So creepy. I don't want it near me. Where the hell did this thing come from?
Okay, so always look at it
Okay.
and don't blink.
It is the
Forget
audio
it.
is
Shouldn't we be
A-okay.
trying to get out of here? Impossible. This is a confinement room.
The bar's only open from the other side.
Nothing to do but ask whoever did this to let us out.
The mastermind's right there. That kid locked us up.
So he was the one who put these on us?
Yoko Taro did not, in fact, lock you up.
See, that's not my first thought when I see it.
It wasn't me.
It talks.
Oh, that's a familiar track. Is that Akane,
Yeah,
by
this
the way?
This game uses a lot of
Don't you think? There are moments when a single snail can make a world go extinct.
Snails!
Go extinct.
What the hell are you going on about?
Who are you?
I'm sure you'll determine that eventually.
Why are you
Brother,
doing
isn't
this?
it?
I require all of you to take part in a game.
A game?
Would you
With
like
the
to play the
fate of
game?
you, me, and the human race in the balance.
Fuck that!
Let's get started.
I cannot hear a thing you're saying.
There's that yapping dog again. I hope that it is not too loud on and coming through on the Twitch stream.
We didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
Well,
Oh, now I hear it.
that's good at least.
Beneath
Oh,
my foot, there's a coin. One side of it is red, while the other side is blue. Which side of the coin is facing up? Make a guess. However, you only get one chance.
Do we get something if we get it right?
No freedom. I promise that I will release all of you.
And what if we're wrong?
You won't lose. You'll have to stay in the game until at least 6 of you are dead.
What? Let's go with blue.
It's red.
Right, red. It's gotta be red.
50-50 chance. The odds for each are the same. Then we should
oh,
vote.
that's fine.
Wait! I can't believe you guys.
Kane's right. You're just going to do what he says?
What do you think, Collins? You are the leader of this group. I will take your decision as everyone's final answer.
What are you talking about?
I'll let Carlos choose.
Pick red.
It's blue.
So what do you say, Carlos?
No, Carlos!
Don't answer him!
So right away, I think you can see a bit of one of the major
Time to
things people
choose,
complain
Carlos.
about this game.
You are that solitary snail. The fate of the world rests
The
on
fact
your
that the cutscene
decision.
just keeps going without allowing you to stop.
Amor meant how everyone looks like they've just emerged from the uncanny valley.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's your choice, dude?
Well, my choice is to go into the... Do as I do with every game.
Zero time.
And drop it down to 30% so I can actually hear you guys. Because I could tell you guys were saying stuff during that. I could make out maybe half of it.
So, anyway, so one of the things I noticed, Phi's voice actor there. So I think that Phi was in the Nevada test site.
Correct. One of our characters is Phi. Guess what, Bun Bun? You're reprising your role as her.
Yay.
Oh, fuck me. And I also heard Akane there too.
She is going to be voiced by Hannah when she is here, and me when she's not.
Alright. Anyway, I like blue.
It's blue.
Also, where the fuck is Sigma?
You've seen him.
He's right there.
So, who was it who said it was red again?
Sigma balls.
Well done, Carlos.
Are you some kind of clairvoyant?
It was just luck. I had a 50% chance. It's not too hard to get it right.
Hey, hold on a sec. Okay, sure, you lucked out with your guess. But what if you had gotten it wrong?
What does it matter? Everything worked out fine.
So, are you going to make good on our deal?
Fear not. I'm a fair person. I promised to release you, and I shall. But before that, I apologize. But you must all sleep.
Sleep?
When next you wake, you will have forgotten everything that just happened here.
Why would
So
we
I've
forget?
won the game, and now I have to reload my save and pick red this time, I guess.
Yep.
Wait, really?
Wow, congratulations on your first ending.
Oh my god. I am a little lightheaded now because I'm laughing so hard. This is amazing.
Yep. Oops, you accidentally won the game. Congratulations, roll credits.
I was just doing a goof!
Holy shit.
Well, thanks you guys for joining us for Zero Time Dilemma. Come back next
my
week when
God.
we play something else like
Somnium Files would be next.
Oh.
Hey, hold on. Why are we outside?
Why
have
are we
no
outside
clue.
of the Nevada desert?
When I woke up, we were on the ground over there.
Huh?
What is it?
Didn't we all have something attached to our left wrists?
I suppose we might have.
Coin.
Huh?
Nothing. Just saw an image of a
You know,
coin
it's funny.
flashed in
When
my
I
mind.
saw those two choices, I was like, okay, if there is a distinction between the choices, they're probably expecting people to pick red. Because, like, red is heroic color, and also it's the first option presented.
Damn, I can't remember anything.
But I do genuinely like blue more than red.
Neither can I.
It somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone?
What kind of bet?
Did we all forget what happened?
hey, could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
Yeah, Fi's outfit is great.
There was a part
God,
of me
that is
still
amazing.
expecting like a penny to drop, and it turned out to be you all just like telling me my joking around was correct, and that you were all just fucking with me. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Game's over.
Wow.
The fuck?
Qua?
Yeah, this game's weird.
Select the team to continue the story.
Literally just ending.
Anyway, yeah, you could pick anyone who interests you, honestly. Carlos.
Honest,
I'm gonna
can we
pick
can we
Carlos
just
first.
go? Can we go to the flow and then? Oh, okay.
What about flow? This game doesn't have flow. I mean,
Yeah,
it does.
did.
But...
I opened the flow just now.
What did Bun Bun want to see?
I wanted to see if we could just go to the top and continue from there.
I mean, you can.
So,
Select any unlocked
this is
card
what
to
I
continue
meant when
forward.
I said that you're going to be doing triple duty, Earth. We have 3 protagonists.
Ah.
Oh, fuck.
So, the way we're going to be structuring this, every team has 3 characters, and Earth is going to be voicing the leader of all 3 of them. I have set it up so that Taze, Loey, and Hannah all have 2 roles each, and each of them positioned in a way so that they each have 2 routes that they voice in.
Okay. I am too drunk to comprehend much of this, so I'm gonna go make myself another drink. Have fun.
Bun Bun, you're going to be in Team C and Team D.
Alright. I'm going to close the
CD's
window.
nuts!
Oh my god.
Loey is going to be in Team D and Team Q, and Hannah is going to be in Team Q and Team C. So, if we want to go to the path that would omit having any of Hannah's lines done for her, we should go D for the first path.
Okay.
Although, admittedly, I think the best way you should do this game is just go on your vibes.
That's also a good way. Like,
Well,
I'm not going to be guiding you this time.
I'm fine with going with D. Okay. So I'm voicing her. I'm gonna have to pay attention to what she sounded like during the cutscene.
Time to choose, Carlos. You are that solitary snail. The fate of the world rests on your decision.
I mean, on Wolfie, I did guess correctly.
It's red.
I mean...
See? Told you it was blue.
I could just make the same choice again.
Carlos, you asshole! You got it wrong!
Carlos.
What were you thinking?
Hey, wait a second. Carlos isn't the one to be blamed for all this.
Right. The person who started it is.
So, what now?
You should know already. You were wrong, so the game continues.
Until 6 people are dead, huh?
The game does continue.
It's possible there may be more than that.
Why don't we hurry and get this over with then?
Before you begin, to go to sleep.
Sleep?
When next you wake, you will have forgotten everything that just happened here.
Forget? But why?
There's no point in telling you now. You won't remember anything in a moment. Pleasant dreams.
Excuse me.
The virus. We got television sets. Boom ball. Pro.
Let me guess. Sigma is the plague doctor.
I think he's the guy in the blue shirt.
Yeah, there's a bit of an art style change, but yeah, he's the blue shirt guy.
Yeah, it looks similar to his
Okay.
old outfit. We just
Oh,
probably
the guy
didn't
you
recognize
said-
the voice because he didn't really talk much last time.
That's fair. So, blue shirt guy. So Sigma's blue shirt guy. Who? He was the one who was saying, "Don't respond."
I don't remember a specific line.
Carlos!
Akane.
That's Akane?
Bastard! What the hell's
A lot of
going
characters
on?
got redesigned.
You brought all of us here.
No,
I
it's
don't like
not me.
redesigns.
Then what the fuck is that stupid thing on your head?
Let it go, Eric. No need to take it all out on the kid.
Mira,
I wonder what this is.
Give it up, Diana. It's better that you don't force it off.
Why do you say that?
You should listen to her. I get the feeling she's seen it before.
That is Sigma, yes.
His voice sounds familiar.
That's what it was called a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
Junpei.
Junpei!
Good morning.
You're reprising both your roles, Bun Bun!
Who's this?
I am Zero. The second Zero.
The
Wait,
second?
Who am I reprising?
Let me make one thing
Junpei!
clear. This is a recording.
Because you voiced
Don't bother
Tenmyoji!
asking questions as I cannot answer them.
Oh, okay.
Now here's the question. Are you going to voice him like he's voiced in these cutscenes?
17 years
Or are you
ago,
going to voice him as
on a rainy
Tenmyoji?
morning, a woman went jogging in a large park.
We'll see.
Her usual route led her to a fork in the road. Normally she'd run down the right path, but for some reason, this day, she chose the left. Along the way, she bumped into a senior citizen she saw every day. Surprised to see her, they asked, "Why did you come this way today?" This was her reply. "Because there was a snail." Her body was discovered a few hours later. Murdered. They found her in some bushes along the left path. Sometimes, life is simply unfair. Don't you think?
what the hell is all this nonsense?
The left path, or as
It's
some
the
would
same
say,
for
the
all of
sinister
you.
path.
The pull of an unjust fate carried you along to this moment, only to find yourselves in this bomb shelter 50 meters below ground.
Wait, what?
As you can see, this place is divided into 3 sections. Carlos, Akane, and Junpei. You 3 are in Ward C. You will henceforth be referred to as C-Team. Your leader shall be Carlos. Next is Q, Mira, and Eric. You are located in Ward Q. Your name will be Q-Team. As evidenced by the name, the leader is Q.
Hey, wait!
Is this a joke?
Diana, Phi, and Sigma. Ward D is where the 3 of you are. Diana is the leader. That makes you the D team. You may walk
All
around
aboard
alone,
on D-Deck,
as long as you
bitches!
remain within your respective wards.
Oh yeah, who's ready to join the
There
D
is
Club?
a time limit, however. 90 minutes. Once
I'd
90
like to join
minutes
your
are
D
up,
Club,
an
Earth.
injector in your bracelet will activate.
Agreed.
An anesthetic and an agent to erase your memories will be administered.
Memory erasing drugs?
As a result, you'll all fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep. But you will also forget everything.
Defenestration Club.
Yes.
The bracelet has.
I have a feeling that Earth wants to defenestrate me right now.
Yes.
Pressing the buttons on each side simultaneously will display the time.
Look, it's a fun word, okay? And what word is
Well,
what use is a word if you don't use it?
Today is December 31st, New Year's Eve. The year turns over in less than half a day. Unfortunately, very few of you will find yourselves able to welcome a new 2029. Take a look at the door. It's clearly marked with an X. Beyond this X door is a hallway with an elevator. Riding the elevator up will take you above ground. There's no other way out. The door is easy enough to open. Simply obtain the X passes and enter them into the input device beside it.
Simply obtain the
6
Twitter
X passes
passes.
are needed for it to unlock. One X pass pass will be announced every time someone dies.
I am not calling it X, damn it.
If 6 of you die, the rest will gain all of the passwords and will be able to open the X door.
This is bullshit.
In addition to the X passes, we will need you to click every icon that contains a stop sign.
Once that passes, it will come
We'll also need you to become half Xehanort.
God.
Ah, yes, because the X's are keys, too.
With this information, surely some of you at this point are thinking...
Ah, yes, the X symbol on the door is how he's keeping track of this.
What? No one would...
I'll give you one opportunity. By majority vote, determine one team to execute.
What?
Do you see the computer in the corner of the room? The team names of their newfound enemies will be displayed on that monitor. Choose the team you've decided to eliminate. Each team gets one vote. The leader must submit it for the group. Your deadline is 13:30. Any team that hasn't voted before the time limit is up shall be penalized 2 votes. The group with 2 or more votes will lose. Every member of that team will be executed.
Ah, good old prisoner's dilemma.
Let us begin. This is the decision game, a game of fate. The lives of you, me, and the human race hang in the balance.
So we're jumping straight into this. No puzzle room first. Sorry, what? So I go back here after that. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, this game's flowchart is not linear. I mean, well, the flowchart is linear, but you do not progress linear.
This is a very different flow compared to the other games.
Okay.
Pun entirely intended.
I'm curious. Okay. Because I was like, okay, this scene here, like, I imagine it's the same for all of them. So I'm like, do I have to go through that similar scene for all 3 groups? I'm pleased to see that the answer is no. Alright. So let's actually spend some time with one of the teams.
I see there's no option to... there's no third path where you don't vote.
Correct.
So we're all just a bunch of assholes. That's great.
I mean, if we don't... Didn't you hear him? If we don't vote, we're penalized 2 votes.
When a curious hate oozes calamity.
So, if nobody votes, nobody dies.
A moment when
No, anyone with 2 or more votes automatically dies.
Exactly. If nobody votes, everyone dies.
Maybe it's not supposed to have a meaning.
Huh?
The only way everyone
an
lives
anagram.
is for everyone to get 1
You
vote.
reorganize the letters into another sentence.
Why do you think it's an anagram?
I've seen something like this before.
I've
in
seen
another
this kind of
place.
thing before.
Okay,
Anyway,
so Phi
where's Sigma?
is in the path. So Phi is her self from the
What are you looking at?
BLR.
A box.
VLR, yes.
What kind of box?
I mean, Sigma should be too.
Well, I'm looking into it because I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know.
Well, no, Sigma should be the
Looks
doctor.
like something's written on it.
Force quit box.
That's interesting.
I see a keyboard on it too.
Use this keyboard to input a password and force something to stop.
I am
Is
severely
that what this
tempted to just
means?
hit Alt F4 on my
What does
keyboard
it
right
stop?
now.
Well,
Why?
the obvious answer would be
Because
the
it's
game
the force
Zero
quit
is
thing
making
for
us
the box.
play.
Then we should try it. I shouldn't have thought it would be that easy.
The
You need a
password
hint.
isn't always Rosebud.
Maybe it says something on the underside.
We look up at the
Nope.
ceiling because we don't
Won't
want to
budge.
animate this.
Is it heavy?
Yep.
Heavy doesn't even begin to cover it. I doubt it's made out of anything from Earth.
Well, you are getting up there, Sigma.
What do you say? My body's still got it.
I'll just give it a try. You weren't lying.
See? I told you.
This is the map for Ward D, right?
Looks like it.
Let's see. That.
And we can go wherever we want, so long as it's within this ward?
Yes, that's what Zero said.
Ah, prep room. Decontamination room.
So, yes, to clarify, Phi is herself from VLR. Sigma is Dr. Klein.
Zero the third, yeah.
Okay, but when is Sigma supposed to, like, catch up and swap into the body? Because I thought that was the plan.
No.
The implication is that he did already.
Alright. We've checked all the rooms from top to bottom, but...
Which would make him the one from VLR.
Obviously.
Yeah, okay,
We are in a
right now
bomb shelter,
Sigma's in
after all.
VLR, while the doctor's
If
here.
there were several exits, it'd defeat the purpose it was built for.
Don't ask why Phi is here.
So Zero told the truth.
And opening the X door is the only way out.
I mean, it's obvious why Phi is here, because when Akane went to stab her,
Eric!
it
Can you hear me?
triggered her
Carlos!
survival instinct and she jumped back.
Akane! Tenmyoji!
Well, yeah, it did that.
There's no point.
I mean...
We wouldn't hear a drunk toga party at full volume on the other side.
Okay, I'm curious. Okay, I can pause it to comment on shit. Cool. So, yeah, I believe what you're saying about the doctor being in this body and having gone back to that. So, I suppose in that case, technically it is the Sigma from VLR. 50 years removed.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we need 6 passwords to get
Wait, status? What the hell is status? Ah, I see.
this door to open, right?
Yeah, that X-Pass thing.
For every one person who dies, one password will be revealed.
Is that true, though?
Sigma, why don't you try dying once?
I politely but firmly refrain.
What about you, Diana?
Hey, no.
Figured.
Phi would suggest that someone just die.
Can I ask you guys something?
What's up?
Okay. What to ask? The way Sigma talks.
The way Sigma talks, yes.
This may be somewhat rude of me to say, but the way you talk, Sigma, is, a little unusual.
Forgive him. The age of his mind and his body are completely different.
Oh, he mentioned that back at DCOM. That his consciousness had come back from the year 2074.
That's correct. That's why I know what will happen in the future. He must have spent the past 5 days warning them. If nothing changes, mankind will be destroyed. Kane, Phi, and I infiltrated DCOM to stop all that from happening.
Kane too, huh?
Is this true?
Well, would you believe me if I said that it was?
Then why are all of us trapped in this strange place?
I wonder.
The future. Then you could have prevented them.
We had no idea what events went down inside the DCOM facility. Nor did we know anything about what's going to happen in this shelter.
I pause for 1 sec.
Yeah?
I wonder if Sigma, Phi, and Akane had just stayed the fuck away, would Radical 6 have still happened?
A good question. Maybe we'll get an answer.
Who is Zero?
Who do you think Zero is?
Benui.
Do you guys know who Zero is?
No, I haven't the foggiest. But they called
His
themselves
brother,
Zero.
Sigma, come
At the
on.
very least, they know about what happened a year ago.
What are you...
There's one more thing for sure. Think about it. Why was Zero's speech to us pre-recorded? There's got to be a very big reason why things can't be in real time. There are two possibilities. They've already bit the bullet, or...
Zero is among us.
Sus! Anyway. Also, I was gonna say, so the two options she presents are the option from the second game and first game. Well, actually, I suppose both those options were present in the second game.
Do you think someone will come help us?
Like who?
Maybe the decom experiment staff?
Sorry, but that's pretty unlikely. Remember? The staff stationed in decom can't communicate with us right now. The simulation is attempting to stay true to an actual Mars mission.
It's at least 6 months between Earth and Mars. In that time period, Earth will have rotated halfway around the Sun. Which means...
By the time the spaceship reaches Mars, the Earth is behind it.
with the star in the way, we can't send a signal.
That's the lead-up. We've been doing experiments for the past 5 days.
Transmissions will reestablish on December 31st at 23:30. Which leaves us with more than 10 hours.
There's no point in hoping for a rescue to come before then.
Pretty sure the decom staff won't notice any problems until that time.
You guys are like siblings. You're totally in sync.
I mean, they did share a life or death experience.
I was gonna make a joke, but all I could think of were Backstreet Boys songs.
Why did this have to happen
5
to me?
or 6.
I should have never listened to Rebecca.
Rebecca?
She's the head nurse at the hospital where I worked.
Oh, right. You did say you were a nurse.
I joined the decom experiment because Rebecca suggested it to me. She told me that they were searching for a nurse willing to participate. Well, to be honest, there is another reason why I decided to join.
Oh, hey, speaking of venting.
Gab!
Why is Gab here?
And here is the character I'm voicing.
See anything?
No, it's too dark.
Hubby.
What?
You're up, Fi.
You want me to go in there? It's clearly impossible.
You sure?
I won't repeat myself. My boobs are D's.
Your pants are on fire.
It's true.
Seems to me they've gotten a full size larger than the last time you told me.
It's been 45 years. Growing is natural.
You were just sleeping.
Could I interrupt? What is this?
Is that a coaster?
Something's written on it. Hello, Carlos here. C-Team is voting for D-Team. So D-Team should vote for Q-Team and Q-Team for C-Team. And someone else wrote...
Q-Team, got it.
I get it. By spreading out the votes, they're suggesting we make it a tie.
Looks like Q-Team agreed.
Seems so.
I guess Gab passed through Ward C to Ward Q and ended up here. It'll work! Now none of the teams will have to die.
I wonder about that.
What?
The deadline to vote is in 3 minutes.
Damn, we don't have much time. We need to head over to the voting device.
What exactly did you mean earlier, Fi?
I'm saying it could be a lie.
Do you mean that Q-Team is planning to betray us?
No, I doubt it. If that's what they intended, they didn't have to send Gab. They'd only have to decide to vote for D-Team.
Then you mean...
There's a chance that C-Team will betray us. Maybe they're saying they'll vote for D-Team, but actually vote for Q-Team.
Why would they do that?
to make us choose Q Team. If you think it's a good idea to spread out the votes, then your choice is easy, right? I'm just saying. It's a possibility.
Dragon Cat, I would laugh if that's the case.
What should I do?
What were you saying,
The
Tasman?
fact that Dad showed up means that we can assume Q Team's voting for C Team. So we have no choice but to choose Q Team. Otherwise,
Our single vote could cause the death of all of C Team.
What is your decision?
I mean, I'm gonna vote for you.
I agree.
Q kind of sus.
Like, so pause for 1 sec. An overarching theme of these games, I feel, is that people are generally honest and straightforward.
Unless their name is Dio.
Yes. Dio is the sole exception. Everyone else has been generally straightforward and honest unless they're given a strong reason to do otherwise. Such
Well,
as
there's
when
Kentaro.
Tenmyoji saw the Zero of the third hologram and realized that Sigma was Zero. He immediately betrayed him.
Yeah. Anyway.
well, that was a good choice.
Do you think it'll be okay?
So long as Gabs know was the truth.
All we could do was trust them.
I suppose.
90 minutes have passed. Your time has ended. Sleep well, as the next game will get quicker. Unfortunately, the team who receives 2 votes will be unable to participate. What fun. You've gone through with the vote exactly as I commanded. You deserve the reward for obeying. The memory loss prod will not be injected into the figure. When you next wake, those who survive will be able to reflect the decision. As all members of a single team will perish as a result of the vote you entered. Pleasant dreams.
Guess what, fucker? The decision of whether or not a team dies lays solely on you! You gotta do the votes for the other 2 teams!
Ah, I want to hit an escape room, damn it.
This wouldn't be a second. $9.99 music, my beloved.
So I could have gone with what Dragon Cat said and do the ultimate double cross.
I mean, you just be double crossing yourself, so yeah.
Well, no, I mean where everyone votes the opposite way they said they were gonna vote, and so the result winds up the same anyway. Everyone's alive, but everyone is still pissed at each other.
Yes. We've checked everywhere we could.
That suddenly seems really funny to me.
It's just as Zero said, huh? There's no way to get out, except by opening the X door.
50 minutes left until
It looks
the vote
that way,
deadline.
Dragon Cat.
Don't tell me you want to vote.
How can we not? If we refuse, C-Team gets 2 votes automatically. We'll die.
But
Hey, do you you think this could be part of the experiment? DCOM's whole psychological test?
Nope.
What? Why?
That masked guy called himself Zero. I have no clue why he's here, but he's for real.
So that means he's actually willing to kill off a whole team?
Yeah.
But how?
He said that there's an anesthetic in our bracelets, right? So we'll be sleeping and then BAM! Or maybe... There's a bunch of different ways.
If only there was a way to contact someone on the other teams.
Why would you need to reach them? What, you're planning on begging them not to vote C-Team or something?
Well, no, but I thought, why not spread out the votes?
What do you mean?
Remember what Zero said? The group with 2 or more votes will lose.
I get it. Maybe C-Team could vote for D-Team, D-Team for Q-Team, and Q-Team for C-Team. Then all the teams would have 1 vote each.
And that'd make it a 3-way tie. And no one would have to die?
How do we make sure they know to do it?
Bark, bark, motherfuckers.
Hey! Mira! Eric! Diana!
Phi! Sigma! Can you hear us?
It's not working.
Damn it!
Hey, Akane, why don't you try using the morphogenetic field?
Huh?
That fucking glare.
Morphogenetic field?
Let the game end where I treat 2. What's this supposed to mean?
The game will end, and something about 2 people? I guess the tough part is figuring out treat. If it's like trick or treat, then maybe it means there's a reward or a gift or something.
But it could also mean treatment, which would imply being cared for.
Either way, it doesn't make sense.
Hey, anyone know what this thing could be?
A box?
What's inside of it?
Maybe some kind of a white smoke.
Automate Bako?
You've heard of it, Carlos?
Oh, I think I've heard of those.
Toro, right? Japanese folklore.
Turns
Something
you into
about
an old
jumping
woman.
through time, I think.
This label says Force Quit Box.
What's that?
Looks like there's a keyboard.
Also a mechanic
probably
in
a
Final
password that
Fantasy
goes there.
XIV dungeon.
Then something
Yes,
ends
that's
if you
exactly
punch
where I
it
heard
in.
of it.
But what, though?
Maybe the game Zero's making us play.
Wait. You really think Zero'd put something that easy here?
It seems like it wouldn't even have to be a box for that.
Didn't think it'd work.
That's too many buttons.
Just pressing random buttons isn't going to solve anything.
Look, it's Alt F4. God. None of y'all have used the computer.
So, what now?
So I'm guessing
What
this is
can
why
we
you
do?
said it wasn't a problem
Maybe
that
we should just get this
Hannah would have
voting
to skip this
business over
time.
with.
Because we're probably not
No,
going to hit any
we
voice
still
lines.
have some time.
I was
Come on,
more
man, you're
saying
supposed
that
to be the
we
leader
could just
here.
choose D team.
Ah.
How the hell did we get into this mess anyway? Do you guys have any ideas?
Side note, I would like to take this brief moment to show off Junpei's official art for this game, which I think is a much better design than the one that is actually in the game, due to the inclusion of a badass coach.
Then that means there has to have been a first one, right?
Yeah, there is.
And linked it.
You know him?
Sorta. I brought it up earlier.
Oh, that is a sweet
Bracelet
design.
a lot like this one has been strapped to my wrist before.
Excuse me.
It happened last year. Akane and I
There we
were
go.
trapped somewhere. The person responsible back then was named Zero.
But I don't think that one has anything to do with this one.
It's gotta be connected.
Just
He said
please
last
That one has
year,
anything
so
to
that
do
would
with
make him
believe me.
part of the cast that we knew.
She's right.
Who the fuck is he?
You would know.
What do you mean?
He's
He's
Junpei.
Yeah.
The,
Oh
the
my God.
protagonist of the first game? You... Okay, I'll be right back.
I forgot.
I forget.
I literally just gave you the design for him and said that he was Junpei.
You deserve these backs. Back.
Away with you.
That is probably the biggest instance of a bobbery moment we've had.
God, I just don't see Junpei when I look at him. God.
Alright, I'm back.
I mean, I don't blame you, but also that is straight up Junpei's voice.
Akane Kurashiki. Junpei Tenmyoji. You're both Japanese, right?
Yes?
And you both lived in Japan when you were kids. You even went to the same school. So you're childhood friends.
Who told you that?
Sigma. He mentioned it back in DCOM. We all lived in close quarters in that facility for 5 days. Information spreads fast. So, whose idea was it for you to join?
Huh?
The DCOM experiment. You two signed up together, right?
No, we didn't. We did this on our own.
Wait, you're telling me you guys just happened to bump into each other at DCOM?
It wasn't a coincidence. It was inevitable.
Stand users attract stand users.
Why did you subject yourself to this circus?
I didn't mention it before. I kind of really need a lot of cash. They said they'd give us $500,000 if we joined up.
Huh. Color me surprised. Thought a hero of justice had no need of money.
What?
Didn't you say you're a firefighter? A really good one? You faced off against danger and saved a whole bunch of people. Sounds like a hero to me.
I just have good instincts. Doesn't seem to matter where I find myself. They're pretty good at telling me which path has death at the end.
Refreshing having a firefighter instead of a cop, honestly.
Yeah.
Why is Zero doing this?
To make us play a game, right? This decision game or whatever.
There's a reason they do sexy fireman calendars.
Mm-hmm.
With the fate of mankind.
And no sexy cop calendars.
So it's true.
Mostly because the police don't have, are usually overweight from all the donuts.
We're all going to die. 6 billion people will.
So what Sigma said back then up in DCOM was...
At this rate, 6 billion people will die.
Yes. What Sigma said is the truth. Have you ever heard of the term reverie syndrome? What causes it is unknown.
I find it interesting that we're starting
Neither
this
the
with
nerves
like
nor the brain have abnormalities.
3 members of the cast
Somehow,
being familiar
this
with
disease causes you to stop reacting to a
the
variety of
Esper stuff.
stimuli.
Or
and telling the rest of the
All
cast.
over the world who have become affected by this.
Yeah.
Hey, hold up. How does this and what we were talking about before go together?
I just realized when I was saying that I wasn't paying attention at all to what was said. Okay, reverie syndrome.
Didn't you know already?
Huh?
A crisis. Mankind is currently facing what is clearly an unprecedented crisis. Those affected are sensing it's coming.
Reverie syndrome.
You've heard of it?
Yeah, kinda.
Do you hear something?
Over there.
Gab!
Where did you come from?
Looks like you made it here using this vent.
Does that mean it's connected to the surface?
I don't think so. A vent to the surface would defeat the purpose of a bomb shelter.
So he came from another ward then?
It's too dark, I can't see anything. But Ward Q is down that direction, right? Think you can fit in there, Akane?
No, there's no way.
Someone likes cake too much.
Oh, I know. Let's cut off Junpei's arm. We should be able to fit through then.
Hey, Mira! Aaron!
Oh, I've missed you too.
No answer, huh?
Well, I mean, technically they didn't go anywhere.
Hey, Gab. Did they steal you away from
You know what?
Decom
You're
too?
right.
But why the dog?
Maybe they felt bad about leaving him alone up there?
Their smarm, however, has been
Really
very
think Zero
missed.
do us any favors?
Hold on. I think I got an idea that may work. This case, it holds medication, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. It's empty.
Yes! Yes, they were!
Zero take the meds.
I still think
They
this
were
can work.
indeed always
We
like
can use
that,
it.
Sylv.
Wait a sec.
Like, the only real change here is that Junpei is a lot more pessimistic.
Beer coaster and a pen.
I found them on the counter of the bar.
There's something written on it.
Oh, I did that.
Hello, Carlos here. C-Team is voting for D-Team. So D-Team should vote for Q-Team, and Q-Team for C-Team.
Oh! You're going to put it in the case and have Gab go through the vent.
Cross your fingers he can get to Q-Team.
You really think it'll be that simple?
So we shouldn't?
Well, I guess we don't have anything to lose. Why don't we give it a shot?
What did you throw?
Cheese. Picked it up with the coaster.
That sounds
It was over there on the
awfully
counter.
hard.
Why don't we just toss in some ketchup and pickles too? Maybe next time he comes back, he'll be a hot dog. It was a joke.
Okay, one thing I am loving that this game is doing is taking advantage of the fact that it
minutes
keeps
left.
going to just have someone just
Gab's not
pause
come
and just
back.
look at someone incredulously.
Let's just vote, Carlos.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we forfeit,
I know.
hey, there's one thing we can do.
What is it?
You remember what you wrote on the Gap letter?
The what?
The message we sent the furry pigeon to deliver? C-Team is voting for D-Team, so D-Team should vote for Q-Team and Q-Team for C-Team.
Yeah. So what?
So, vote for Q-Team instead.
What? Junpei, you can't be suggesting. If we do that, they'll end up with 2 votes and...
Yep, Q-Team will be out. Granted, this whole thing is assuming our initial plan works. The note makes it to D-Team, and Diana votes the way we want her to. Think about it for a second. 6 people have to die or we're never getting out of this bomb shelter. Those are the rules of the decision game according to Zero. Balancing the votes won't do us any good.
I mean,
Just end up falsely prolonging someone's death.
we
Junpei,
got beds, we got plenty of food.
The deadline to vote is in 3 minutes.
Come on, Carlos, vote for Q-Team.
no, you
All right.
can't!
Junpei, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he is. I feel like if I was in this situation, and this is something I noticed when playing through Danganronpa as well, it's like, okay, in most of these situations, there isn't like an immediate drive for us to betray each other. Like, I would be cool, like, just being like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hole up for a week. We'll just keep it at a stalemate. We'll see if the person running the game gets bored first. I don't care.
Yeah, but also, we know for a fact that more than 3 people survived this game because Junpei, Phi, Akane, and Sigma all survived this game.
True.
The question is, how?
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
Sigma clearly goes through some shit. You know,
About
with the
that,
whole
though.
Lost Eye and Lost Arms thing.
About that, though. We know they survive in that timeline.
Ah, I was worried you weren't going to do it, Carlos.
The timeline where Radical
We'll see,
6
Akane.
gets out.
Just because we did what we said we would doesn't mean this will work. Hell, we don't even know if our note reached the other teams or not. And even if it did, there's no guarantee they did what we asked. 2 possibilities will come out of this. The 3 members of D-Team will die.
Or it's our heads on the chopping block.
90 minutes have passed. Your time limit has ended. Sleep well, as the next game will begin when you awake.
So,
unfortunately, a team who receives 2 votes will be unable to participate. One final thing. You've gone through with the vote exactly as I commanded. You deserve a reward for obeying. The memory loss drug will not be injected into the 3. When you next wake, those who survive will be able to remember the mistake. As all members of a single team will perish as a result of the vote you entered. Pleasant dreams.
So normally I'm the person that advocates super strongly for pushing longer and extending the stream time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do a bit of a hot take. I think we should end it here and pick this up next week. Because there is no way in hell that we're going to be able to go through this entire scenario in 10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes left.
I know, and I don't think that we can do it in 10 minutes. So let's end a little bit early and pick this up next week and go from there.
I think we could do Q teams in 10 minutes, but I'm indifferent. If you want to stop right now, I'm fine with that.
I do think we could get through it.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, but I do think it would kind of actually flow a little bit better, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a little bit tipsy.
I think it would
And
flow
by a
better
little
to
bit
do it
tipsy,
after
I
we've gotten
mean
all 3 votes
really
in.
tipsy. All right, all right.
Like, okay, I really want to get to a point with different gameplay other than watch a video, make one vote.
This game has a lot of that, I'm letting you know.
Oh, I imagine so. But, I mean, it does have escape room puzzles too, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am assuming we will be getting into that stuff after the votes are recorded. So if I go through all the votes now, I get to start next stream on a high note.
Yes.
In theory, at least.
This is weird. There should be another room around here somewhere.
Let me see it. Hey!
Oh, I'm gonna
Shut
have
up.
fun trying to do that voice.
He's got the right to see it too.
Mira,
Thank you.
It's pretty pointless to hang out here kicking our heels. Let's go back to the lounge.
what is this?
Let's inhibit the virus. Maybe someone's gonna remove or control some kind of virus.
Virus? What virus?
Wait, so he told everyone about being from the
About the
future and about the
vote.
morphogenetic
What will
field.
we do?
But we didn't mention
Don't ask
Radical
me.
6?
But if we don't do it, doesn't
I know,
that mean
right?
we'll
What the
die?
fuck?
Yeah. Even if C-Team voted for D-Team, and D-Team did the reverse, if we refuse, then we get 2 votes against us automatically.
And Q team would be killed.
I suppose that's true if this game is for real.
So you're saying it's a joke?
Don't you think that would make a whole lot more sense? The DCOM staff will probably pop through that door over there yelling surprise.
I get it! You're right. Then him being here makes sense now. I bet that means you're part of the whole surprise.
No,
Come on. Take off that helmet.
I do not like him.
I can't.
Huh?
I said I can't take it off.
Damn, Brat! Stop bullshitting me!
Stop!
Okay,
Stop! You'll break my neck!
Suki, can I say the thing?
What thing?
I'll just say it. So, Eric's voice actor has a penchant for saying "damn brat," because if you play Persona 5, he voices Shido.
You know, I thought he sounded familiar. I was trying to think. Okay, was there a person in one of the previous Zero escape rooms? The
big
main villain.
bad.
Well, the main human villain.
Okay, yeah.
The asshole politician.
You know, the highest up the totem pole you get before you get to God. Sorry, spoilers for a game that came out like a decade ago.
Really on there?
Oh my god,
Wait.
was it a decade ago?
I see something on the side of this thing.
7 years.
2016, so almost a decade ago.
Hell?
What the fuck is Persona
Isn't there a
6,
password in it?
Atlas?
Does that mean the helmet comes off with the right numbers?
I don't know, but like,
Or maybe his head'll explode.
I do sometimes think about how long Final Fantasy XIV's been running, which is like, I want to say 14 or 15 years, and only 2 Final Fantasies have come out since then.
I don't know.
It's like,
Sorry, they're they're currently pushing
and I was
Persona
here.
at home with Metaphor.
Are you saying you have amnesia?
It's like,
Maybe.
I remember when it wasn't uncommon for like a Final Fantasy game to come out every like 1 or 2 years. But that's modern game dev for you.
Could I ask you something?
Also,
What?
Metaphor looks interesting. What is your relationship? That is a thing that a
Mira,
kid should be asking to adults.
Eric, what's going on between you two?
Going on? Well...
Are you in love?
Idiot! No, we're not!
God, I hope
We're
not.
Well, we're not, but...
Mira, you
Wait,
should have
what?
higher standards than that. God, I had like no respect for Eric, but if they're in love, then I don't have respect for Mira either.
I like
Have
how you've
some
known Eric
taste.
for you've known Eric for all of like 3 minutes. And
You
hate him
have
already.
been you are immediately more hostile to Eric than you were to Dio.
Okay, Dio is a bit more of a slow burn. There are 2 reasons why I'm hostile to Eric. First is like how he is immediately aggro to Q at every opportunity. But also, during the initial coin flip, he starts off by saying, "We should pick blue." The moment someone says a different color, he immediately swaps to the other side. He's
Well,
acting
to be
like a
fair,
total
the
yes man with no spine.
To be fair, the person who said the other option was Mira.
Okay, fair, but still, he seems to have no spine, no balls. I am surprised. I honestly would not be surprised if he has no internal organs whatsoever. Probably no heart either.
Eric's personality is the angry simp.
I was wondering.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Where are we?
manhandling a 6-year-old
Weren't
child.
you listening to Zero earlier? We're 50 meters underground in a bomb shelter.
I know that.
His voice
but
is super
where
familiar,
exactly?
though. Like, I swear he was voicing
I
someone in
doubt we're
VLR.
very far from DCOM.
In VLR? I don't...
Give me a moment.
Dwelling for the cohabitation of Mars.
He sounds like Dio!
It's an experiment to see if we could survive on Mars?
Uh-huh. We all lived together in that compound for 5 days.
C-Team and D-Team were there too.
Like, listen to him
and there was
and
a
imagine
dog.
a top hat.
It was incredibly old. I think his name was Gab.
He's Keith Silverstein.
But not you. You weren't there. It's very suspicious.
Oh, what were they testing for?
Psychological data mostly.
He is the voice of
It was
Vector
a
the
closed
crocodile.
environment for a group of people for an
That's
extended period of time.
definitely not what I was thinking.
So how would that mess with the subjects mentally? That was what they were trying to
But no,
investigate.
I realized why he sounded familiar. He sounds
what
like
made
Dio.
you sign up?
He is the voice of Mondo Awada.
Yeah, he doesn't
It
voice
seemed like
Dio.
it'd be kind of fun, I guess.
Eric?
I joined because Mira wanted to.
That's it.
Well, maybe not entirely.
It was Zero.
I was wondering.
Oh, he's
Who
Torbjorn.
is Zero?
Oh, come on! Stop playing! You know everything, don't you?
I told you, I don't.
So you're gonna stick with the idea that this isn't some big surprise?
I don't know. I don't remember anything.
If this isn't a joke, then things are really serious.
Then you're saying one of the teams is actually going to be executed? But why would someone do that?
Zero said, it's a game.
So then he's a psychopath. This Zero guy's probably off somewhere enjoying seeing us freak out.
He could be that serial killer in the news.
That's that Heart Ripper, yeah?
Yeah.
Rumor is they killed 18 people, all in the past few years.
March 15th, 2026. The body of a young female was found in a park in Roseville. The victim's name was Virginia Bailey, age 28. The chest was ripped open and the heart entirely
So we just
removed.
repeating Jack the Ripper
It
now?
happened again on May 22nd, 2026. The body of a male was found in a
Oh, he's
trash
targeting
can
guys this time,
near
so
a
now.
residence in Sacramento. The victim's name was Jeffrey Foray, age 37. His body was just like Virginia's, with the heart completely gouged out. 2 months later,
Jack the
on
Ripper,
July
except
29th,
gay.
Hey, wait a minute.
No, he's
Don't
equal
you have
opportunity.
amnesia or something?
Why do you know all this?
I don't know. I don't know why, but I knew.
You gotta be kidding me.
Q is our generalized amnesia character.
Yep, Q is K.
You know, I've been trying to figure something out for a while. What is this thing?
Maybe it's a gift from Zero.
So what, you think there's assorted teas inside?
Gifts don't have to be a good thing, do they? Hey, what the hell? Stop!
Oh, this
what
one
if it's
isn't
some
heavy.
kind of bomb?
A bomb? I don't think it is.
Bombs?
Oh, something's on the back. I think this is upside down. So this would be the front.
Force quit box?
Guess it stopped something.
Look, there's also a
I know at least for
keyboard.
D team is super
Looks
heavy.
like
I
you're
don't think
supposed to
C
input a
team
code of some
tried.
kind.
And if we get it right?
Then something will be forced to end?
But what?
Maybe your life.
You know, I was thinking the same thing, Laura.
What was that sound?
It came from that way.
Let's go!
I just realized Mira has jiggle physics.
Gab?
Yep.
How did you?
Yeah,
He came
and
through the vent.
Dragon Cat, that is also
It's
a
too dark.
possibility. It's
I can't see
possible
anything.
that
Why don't you
Q
go
is
in?
just yoked as hell.
I can't.
Just do it, will ya?
See?
You didn't have this stupid thing on your head.
Hey, check this out.
There's something inside the case.
Is that a coaster? Oh, there's something on it. Hello, Carlos here.
Why am I
C
tilting my head to
team
read it?
is
I know
voting
exactly
for
what it
D
says.
team. So D team should vote for Q team, and Q team for C team.
What does this mean?
Don't you get it? They're saying to spread the votes.
Huh? Spread?
I get it. If each team ends up with 1 vote each.
The whole thing is a tie, and no team will be executed.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, now we have a plan. Let's do it.
But wait.
Why should we wait?
Well, what if this message hasn't been delivered to D team yet?
You're right. The position of this vent does imply it only connects towards C. I doubt Gab's made his way toward D yet.
We need to figure out how to notify D-Team then.
Hold on a sec. I'll get a pen and cheese. There
Q
is some
just
at the bar.
lifts up the entire
Right?
facility.
A pen?
And
He is
cheese?
secretly a Lalafell.
Exactly.
That should do it.
What exactly are you doing?
Specifically, a Lalafell that is trained in the ways of the Manderville men.
I mean, they don't have to. They are freakishly strong. There was a cutscene in 1.0 where two of them threw a guy out of the bar. And I don't mean they asked him politely to leave.
Then Q and D are probably connected as well.
Yep. We just need to take the cheese and...
I think it was a Rogadin too.
I can say from personal experience of many, many years, dogs in fact do love cheese.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, but I'm concerned that it's making a sound like it's bouncing. Like,
5 minutes.
I feel like most cheeses would like do a thud and come to a stop.
D or not.
Even if
Not
he did,
roll like a golf
who
ball.
knows if Diana will vote the way it says in the note.
What? You think she'll betray us?
It's not outside the realm of possibility. I don't even want to consider the alternative.
Which is?
That the whole letter from C-Team is a trap.
Trap?
They could have written it, but maybe Carlos is planning to vote for Q-Team instead.
Hey, wait a minute now. That's not good. At all.
You said it. If I'm right, then we need Diana to do the opposite of what it says.
What? But...
The deadline to vote is in 3 minutes.
The vote has to be decided by the leader, but...
What should we do?
We don't have time for a committee.
Then we'll just have to use force.
Hey, wait!
Eric.
What the fuck, bro?
I made the vote. No need to beat up a child.
Your vote has been accepted.
Following the note, huh?
I guess it's fine. It's not like it was a bad choice. Now we wait and see what exactly Carlos and Diana do.
If this plan doesn't work, then there are 2 outcomes that could happen. Either the 3 and C team die.
You saying that
Or
it's
we're the
Mondo?
ones
I can hear
executed.
it now.
No. There's one more possibility.
Yeah?
It's a joke. Someone is definitely tricking us.
So it is you!
Eric, shut
Or the
the
fourth
fuck
possibility.
up.
The fourth possibility. The crisscross triple cross.
Crisscross applesauce over here.
One final thing. You've gone through with the vote exactly as I commanded. You deserve a reward for obeying. The memory loss drug will not be injected into the cranium. When you next wake, those who survive will be able to regret the decision they made. As all members of a single team will
Regret D's nuts!
pleasant dreams.
Earth, help. I'm looking at cars online and I want to buy one or bid on one and I shouldn't.
You don't have
Yes,
money
you
for a
shouldn't.
car.
We're broke.
Okay, but there's a car for sale or for auction. A 1994
Bitch, putting
Toyota
aside
Celica.
the fact that you have way better money to spend on, better things to spend your money on, like
Well,
art commissions or visits for
to be
other
fair.
people. Reminder, my dad works in the car business. He could probably get you a discount on something.
That actually would be nice,
To
because
be fair, though,
we could use the second car. Having only one car
Yes.
is causing us so many trouble. It's why I've been forced
It
to
really
only
is.
work weekends, pretty much.
but anyway, that's for off-stream talk.
Yeah. For now.
We are overtime, so we are going to go ahead and hop off. Thank you all for watching. And
Next
week
time?
we will see the fruits of our decisions, and maybe we'll actually do some fucking puzzles.
Tune in next time for when we make more bad decisions.
Yeah.
I know,
Calling,
right?
there's a part of me that is expecting next stream to start off with us seeing him say, well, you guys chose the boring option, and we get another ending, and then it goes, okay, now actually pick someone to die this time. Do it again. But we'll
Do
find
it
out
again,
next
cowards.
time.
I dare you.
Alright. Next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Nighty
Thank you all
night.
for joining.
Good night,
See you
everyone.
next week.